Well, welcome to Tea with Brittany Lee. We're going to go ahead and get started anyway, so it works out. Jonathan and I have been, okay, yes, Caddy, go ahead and make sure that you just type your questions. And that's for everybody. If you have any questions that you want answered live, you're more than welcome to. Guys, I can't even tell you, we have had the most people asking me questions for this webinar. So honestly, this has been really exciting for me because I always tell you guys, send me questions if you have questions, but like this is the first time anybody ever like really sent in their questions and asked things. So I told Jonathan this is probably going to be our highest attended Tea with Brittany Lee to date, which is exciting for me because I mean that's awesome, and I love having you guys here, and we love getting your feedback on everything that's going on. So anyway, as you can tell, today all you get to look at is my pretty face and Jonathan's pretty face because we are going slideless today. We wanted to actually talk to you guys face to face and meet with you and feel like we're sitting in your office and we're having a chit chat. So feel free to put stuff in the chat feature. If you chat, it's going to be a lot easier for me to make sure that I get everything. The Q&A feature, I will open that up at the end when I've asked all the pre-submitted questions. So feel free to be ready to go with your questions and put them in the chat and whatever. So welcome, Jonathan. I'm glad you're here with me today. Thank you for making time for this. I know you're really busy.
Yes, we've been developing quite a few new things, and we actually have a lot more plans, so I'm going to stay busy for a while.
Nice. So for those of you that don't know, Jonathan's official title is what, Jonathan? Go ahead and tell everybody just to make sure I get it right.
I actually don't know.
Right? I don't think any of us really know our titles. I think we wear a lot of different hats over here at VRM because we're, you know, small mom and pop shop, and that's how we like to keep it. So when you have that kind of business, you definitely have to wear many hats, just like many of you guys do, I'm sure. So basically, Jonathan is in charge of websites and development, though. He's very involved in that process. So it's actually really fortuitous. Michael Hill had a little bit of a family thing come up, so he wasn't able to join us. And he was originally slated to. So now Jonathan is joining us, and he put in the chat that he's email administrator, database software, and web developer and support, which is
just what it says on the website.
Like all the hats, every hat. So basically, Jonathan is here to talk to us today. He's going to answer a ton of these questions that you guys submitted. I mean, really, like I have a ton of them. They're all like on my phone. If you can't see that, but anyway, I'm going to run through these questions again. Put anything additional that you guys have right there into the chat feature in Zoom. It works really fast and it's really nice. I can chat you right there. And then if you put something in the Q&A feature, I will look at that at the end of the webinar once I've asked all the pre-submitted questions. All right, so Jonathan, let's go ahead and get started. As we all know, today is talking about what's coming for VRM in 2018. And so I wanted to just kind of get you to talk about the first thing that, you know, everybody is going to be asking is, when is the Airbnb integration happening? So Jonathan, go ahead and give us a little update on that and how that's going.
Well, the Airbnb development is going strong. We will begin beta testing the Airbnb functionality in about 1 month, maybe 2 at the most. And if everything goes smoothly, this means we should be able to release Airbnb functionality to everyone soon afterwards. We're looking forward to offering this soon, but we want to make sure everything's good to go before we release it. So if you are interested in becoming a beta tester for that functionality, you can send an email to our help@vrmgr.com to get put on that list.
I can hear the dings right now. I can literally hear people submitting their requests right now because I know that everyone's going to want to be a part of that Airbnb integration. It's a huge deal. I know you guys are really excited about it. And, you know, just from my side, because I do a lot of the marketing at VRM, I want to just encourage you guys. I know that last year was a little bit hard on some of your companies. And so if you're struggling, if you're having issues and there's something specifically that you would like tutorials on, that have to do with maybe email marketing or, SEO or something like that, let me know. Send that to me, because we want to craft all of our content on Tea with Brittany Lee to help you guys be as effective as possible. And if you're doing your own marketing, one of the things that's been really prevalent at all of the VRM Intel shows that we've been at this year, and if you don't know VRM Intel, Amy Highnote runs that. It's amazing. It's a great resource for vacation rental management companies and suppliers. And we go to those shows because they're smaller, they're more intimate, the training is really good. And the thing that has happened at each one of those shows is people talking about how can we pull ourselves away from the OTAs a little bit more and maintain the guest control of the guest. And so, we have a lot of information like that that's going to be coming out on our blog, because Tracy and I, we went and took notes, and furious notes. Like, you could have seen smoke coming off our pencils. We were taking so many notes. So if that's something that interests you, make sure you send that to me, Brittany@virtualresortmanager.com. And I'm always happy to craft all of our blog schedules and our email schedules and Tea with Brittany Lee and stuff like that around what you guys want. This is about you, not about us. All right, so let's move on a little bit. Jonathan, I wanted you to kind of address some of the really awesome new features that are being released with the websites this year. I know Connie talked about it when we were in Wilmington with VRM Intel, but if you would just give a recap of some of the really cool new features that are coming out this year and when they're due to be released for our websites.
Okay, well, one of those is the document management feature. This will allow us to have something like DocuSign style signatures on documents and allow greater customization of documents. You could also have multiple documents within the same platform simultaneously and have those based on various things like the properties, offices, such as that. We have slightly delayed that because we have some payment gateway changes that will be taking place in the future. And if somebody wants to know more about that, you can ask, I guess. And we are also going to have updates to our online search and booking engine that will be coming out soon. We're actually just about to release a new version of the online search and booking engine to our property managers. And we are done with the QA part of that. We're just getting it ready to release to everybody. We are also about to begin development on the long-awaited cart abandonment features. This will enable capturing of guest information as soon as it's available to the system. We now ask for the guest information on step 2 instead of step 3 of the online booking process, so we can capture it early. And if they don't complete the booking process, you'll be able to find a report that will include the details that were captured. We also plan to tie this into Welcome Home to give guests a second chance offer type of situation, or perhaps you can send discount codes so they can save money if they go back and complete their reservation. And this will be available in version 6.3 of the VRM website. I don't know when that's coming out, but we're going to be working hard to get it out as soon as possible. I can go over some of the features of the 6.2.1 release, but I will need to bring those up to actually look over them to tell you what there are.
Yeah, no worries. I think, honestly, I love the new cart abandonment feature and capturing the information earlier in the book it process. That is going to be a huge thing. If you're not doing email marketing right now, you need to really seriously consider adding that to the slate of marketing items that you do. And you need to do really targeted email marketing, not just like, hey, come stay for a weekend. Like, that kind of stuff doesn't really play well with the audiences. We found that the more targeted that you get with your audience, the better off you are email marketing wise. So that's a huge advantage that you're getting when you upgrade to the 6.2 version of our websites with VRM, because that's going to change how you market. It's going to change how many people you're able to recapture and get their information. So that's a really great feature. And I know Connie's development schedule, or release schedule, I should say, on that is quite far out. So if you want on the list, make sure you put yourself there. Just send in a ticket to that help@vrmgr.com, and that'll go directly to Connie because we assign assign them to the right people. So make sure you send in your ticket and say, I want to get, 6.2 on their website. But don't expect it for a couple of months because she's already got people lined up through the door for that. So just FYI, letting you know, like, get your name in now because people are signing up for these things left, right, and center.
Well, I do have some of the release notes now up, so okay. I can go over a few of those that are part of the 6.2.1. If you want the full list, just send us an email and we can send that to you. But one of the things that we have that we're adding are similar properties. When a search is performed and no properties are found, similar properties can now be shown. So the system will attempt to locate properties that are similar, like the date range, or if no properties can be found in the same date range, similar properties will be shown instead, and we'll try to get close to their date range when providing that. We got Facebook integration updates to make it smoother for links to Facebook. The SSL site sale will be on the payment page, so they'll know that their payment is secure when booking. We have contact form features that can go on any page on the website that are a little bit more versatile than what we had in the past. And we have an email a friend. Instead of having them added to the cart, they can actually just go straight to the property detail page and add a friend from there. There's a lot of features, so I can't go over all those. There's like 21 items on this list of release notes. So if you want the full list, just send us a message and we'll send that over to you.
I can actually also embed that in, you guys know that I do the recap blog. So if you want, I can go ahead and embed those into the recap blog and you can download them to look at on your own time. I also have over here, speaking of the payment processing, so we actually had a question from Stephanie, and she was asking, with all of the recent problems with eZIC and credit card processing, is VRM looking at any other third parties?
Yes. We're going to be working with multiple alternatives to eZIC that will allow us to quickly switch to backup solutions in case a gateway interface goes down. The importance of properly processing payments it's paramount. So we've marked this development as high priority, and there was a situation with the eZIC payment gateway that has spurred our considering this as a critical development item. So we are definitely going to look into alternative solutions.
Awesome. Okay, so there were a couple of more things that I wanted to talk about. What about owners that cancel their owner reservations or adjust them through their owner portal? Currently, they have to reach back to the property management company to make updates. Is there anything on the development schedule to make the owner portal a little more robust for owners?
Well, in regards to owners canceling reservations on the owner extranet, we actually have a feature request for that in our system already. I remember it. And we don't have any time frame for its implementation. Before allowing such functionality like that, we have to be cognizant of potential bugs that can be introduced by it. Just to clarify, this would only be for owner reservations that the owner created. This wouldn't be, go in and cancel every single, reservation on the property, because that would be a nightmare. But even so, even though we're limiting it, we still have to tread carefully. If you are looking at the owner extranet now and compared to what the owner extranet is going to be, we are definitely going to be making changes to that in regards to the reports, and in regards to the just the entire look and feel. We don't have any time frames for that, but we do have it in the plans.
Awesome.
And I also wanted to mention in regards to the owner extranet, if you come across other software that's doing something you like, just send us screenshots and examples. One of the reasons VRM has continued to succeed is our versatility and willingness to continually move forward in terms of technology, trends, standards, protocols. And so that being said, we're going to be updating our reporting systems, which is something I didn't mention about new features. And that's taking the focus of updating reports and moving it into a new platform that will allow us to do it faster. After the systems are updated, we'll be able to more happily, we'll be able to handle those things in a rapid manner, not limited, in the same way we are now.
Absolutely. So continuing on that vein of the owner stuff, there was a question about the owner statements just being updated or a little bit cleaner looking. Is that on the radar at all for us in 2018?
Yes. We actually are going to be moving to, if you look at the owner extranet right now, there's the guest per property report, and the newest owner extranet is not just a standard PDF. That can actually be exported to Excel, to PDF, to Word documents, and we're going to be moving towards that. So that way you'll be able to have owner statements, but those owner statements will be able to be exported to multiple formats, as well as better customization of those.
Awesome. I love that. I think, for us, customization is a little bit difficult to develop, but I know that for our clients, the customization makes a huge difference, being able to put the reports and put them the way that you need them.
Yeah, a lot of companies, there is no such thing as customization. You either do it the way they want to do it, or you don't get it at all. So.
Now, Jonathan, I have another question about the owner portal, and that's my last one for the owner portal.
Okay.
But can you use that online on the phone? Is it really phone friendly or not? Because a lot of people are using mobile devices to search and book and do all sorts of things these days. So, what does that look like?
It is currently responsive, which means that it works on the phone, the tablet, PCs. We are going to be looking into developing solutions to make it even more user-friendly, especially on mobile devices. But at the moment, yes, it does work on all devices. But that doesn't mean that we can't improve. And like I said, if you see examples you like elsewhere, let us know and we'll move towards that.
Absolutely. No, I think that's a great point. If you see something that, you like from another company or some outline, some way that somebody else is doing something, send that to us. Just take a little screenshot. If you don't know how to do that, all you have to do is how to screenshot on my Mac or how to screenshot on my PC, and you can take a screenshot and send that to us. It really helps us to visualize what is going on. And how can you email owner statements directly? That's from Hope. Thank you, Hope.
Email owner statements directly.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have that functionality.
That is we will get back to you.
Yeah.
But that's a great question, Hope, because I imagine that would save you a lot of time, for sure. So yeah, we'll get back with you on that one. So you can expect to hear from myself or from Jonathan with an answer on that. If you would just pop your email in there and make sure when you put it in the chat, just put it to just to all panelists, and I'll get that. That email's not out there for everyone.
I actually thought you said how, not when. Can we email owner statements directly? Now, a when is a different question. Yes. Because I do know that we are going to be making changes to the Welcome Home system to have owner emails built within those. So when we begin working on that, which we have very small pieces of it, but we haven't got the robust functionality we need yet, we will definitely be getting requests similar to that one, and I'm sure we'll be putting in features for that. But at the moment, I don't know if we have any capability, and the question when makes me think that no, we don't have that yet. So
yeah. Okay, sorry, I think I misread that. Sorry about that, Jonathan. Okay, so one of the other things that I wanted to kind of talk about was so color coding as far as the owner's calendar on the owner extranet. I know we're talking about the owner extranet a lot today, man. I'll tell you what, like if you guys have any other questions about anything else, like, send them in. But if that's all you want to talk about, that's cool too. But basically, is there any plans to get different calendar blocks showing in different colors and things like that for different types of reservations?
Um, I remember a request to update the owner extranet calendars so they signify a difference between guest reservations and owner reservations. So I know this is one of our feature requests, or is in our feature request system. So hopefully we can get it done in the near future. But I don't recall. Did you mention about V-Array colors?
Yeah, it says on the owner's user side of their calendar that an owner accesses through the owner extranet. When will we see different color calendar blocks showing up in color codes?
Okay.
For guest
And
reservation. Yeah.
all right. So I don't recall any feature requests regarding that. So we have so many features we want to add to the owner extranet, and we're working on some stuff in the online search and booking engine first. Once the next version of the website is out, though, we're going to start focusing on major changes to the guest extranet and owner extranet portals. So we'll be reviewing those feature requests related to those items at that point. And just to be sure we haven't overlooked the whole, changing colors for the calendar part, just send in a feature request to help@vrmgr.com about that. I handle the owner extranet, guest extranet feature requests, and I don't remember that part. And I remember the owner reservations part, so I want to make sure we don't miss anything useful when we focus our efforts on those components.
Awesome. Okay, so what about some of the Vacation Bridge stuff that you talked about when we were at the VRM Intel show in Wilmington? Will you cover some of that again for me really quick?
What did we talk about, Brittany?
I don't know. You talked for a good long while, so I don't know what you talk about. I don't think it was Vacation Bridge. I think it was something else actually. So sorry.
Well, let me talk about the Vacation Bridge though.
Okay, go ahead.
Now I have a bad memory, so
Me too.
you're lucky I remember that there was a VRM Intel show. But one of the things that we are obviously Airbnb, that's a big thing. And we announced that we have new portal partners that we have set up for the Vacation Bridge. So you can just get in contact with us about getting those set up. Another feature that is currently in open beta are portal rent adjustments. And what that is you have marketing codes that are tied to portals. And those are special marketing codes. They don't even show up under the marketing codes list. However, when a reservation is created through a portal, it sets that marketing code. With the portal rent adjustments, you can actually have markups to reservations that are created that come in using those marketing codes. So the marketing code, for example, for HomeAway, if you had a new reservation that came in through HomeAway, you can automatically mark up that reservation, and it would only apply to those reservations that come through HomeAway or have that marketing code if you happen to do it through the VRM admin console. Obviously, you wouldn't want to mark anything as the wrong marketing code, but if you were to set up a marketing code for a portal that behaves differently, like FlipKey, then that would allow the rates to match what they show.
Okay. So I have a question, Jonathan, and this is a funny one, but like you put a question about your shirt.
I didn't see any questions popping up from people, so I had to come up with something.
So what are the little white dots on your shirt?
They're little anchors.
Anchors. Oh, that's nice. Did Laura buy that for you? Laura is Jonathan's wife, by the way.
I don't do my own shopping.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
no, I don't know where I got this from. Clothing just appears in the closet.
Laura actually does a fashion blog, doesn't she?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Oh, she was really good. I read a few of her articles one time. It was really good. Okay, so I wonder if anybody else has any more questions because, I mean, you guys are pretty silent today. So I am going to actually just say hello to a few people really quick. So I see Emily on here. I actually see Emily Watson on here twice, so she must have somebody logged in underneath of her thing. And Gay Weber, hey Gay, how are you? And Justin, hey Justin, how's it going? And I'm seeing Mike Long and Patty Duckett on here, and Teresa Felton. Hey guys, I'm so excited all of you guys are here. Do you have any questions? Thank you, Gay. I appreciate that you waved back. You know, this webinar for us is a really big deal because, you know, when we first started this over 2 years ago, I cannot believe it's been over 2 years that we've been doing Tea with Brittany Lee, but when we started this over 2 years ago, we were having a really hard time with just getting connected with you guys. And so honestly, I really wanted to kind of connect a little bit better with you guys and so that you guys would know who I was. And it's been really interesting watching how you guys actually talk to me and you respond and you know who I am and you know who the team is a little bit better now. And that for us is a really big deal because we're a small company and we're more family oriented. So, you know, I really love when you guys are on here doing stuff with us. But Emily did just send in a question on the Q&A section, and she said, can we have an update on the Airbnb integration? We did cover that at the beginning of the webinar in case you missed it. But Jonathan, if you could just recap that in a couple of little sentences right there for Emily, then that would be awesome.
The development's going fine. Things are working well. We're working closely with Airbnb themselves, and we have some plans to do beta testing within the next month.
Yeah.
And once that is completed, then we will be able to move it out to everyone else. Now, how long the beta testing takes, that could differ depending on, you know, if we see anything, you know, bumps in the road. But everything is moving very smoothly. So we're looking at, you know, probably no more than 3 months, maybe as soon as, you know, 1.5.
Awesome. And again, for you guys that missed it, if you want to be on the beta test, if you want to be considered for beta testing for Airbnb integration, all you have to do is submit a help ticket to help@vrmgr.com, which Jonathan just popped into the chat for you. But you can go ahead and do that and submit that, and then we'll go ahead and let you guys know if it'll work. For you to be a beta tester, because you have to be really specific when you're beta testing. So absolutely, Emily, I'm so glad. Thank you so much for putting that in, and just make sure you put in that help ticket to be considered for beta testing. And same for you, Pat. We would love to have you guys. So okay, and are there any features that you guys want to see that haven't been mentioned? Okay, so we are literally we're literally developing things all the time. Like if you saw our development schedule, you guys would be like shocked because we spend so much time in development. We have how many people are in the dev department now? I believe it's you, Michael, and Emery at this point.
Tex and Steve.
And Steve. So we literally, I mean, we have 5 full-time people that are going through development, and these features are guided by what you guys are doing. So, oh, Emily, I love this question. And Gay, yes, I'm going to get to your question right before that as well. So any thoughts on easier rate management, Jonathan?
Okay, easier rate management. We actually just made a change in our recent, if you check out the most recent release notes, which you can find on our website, I'll put a link to that in the chat once I find it. And in regards to the rate management, obviously we don't have anything for batch updating like you may be looking for, but we are going to be reviewing that. At the moment, we updated it so we noticed that the lists were becoming a little bit unreasonable. People have many different seasons. They were just, you know, pages and pages. So what we've done is to make it easier to manage rates, only the more recent rates are shown on the various screens in the VRM admin console. So this will allow rates to show for the previous year only. So like if the date is March 1st, it'll only show rates from January 1st of 2017. If the date was all the way back in 2017, it would show from the beginning of 2016, starting in the January. So this allows a historical perspective to eliminate clutter. And we think that will help. Obviously, it's not everything everyone is looking for at the moment, but we will be moving towards that. And when it comes to managing those, we've actually set up an API for Beyond Pricing, which is a third party, but they do automatic calculations of pricing. So we're going to be working with them as well.
Yeah, and just a little note about Beyond Pricing. I was actually able to talk to Joe, who is now with Beyond Pricing, while I was at the latest VRM Intel show, and they're really excited about working with us, and we've been working really hard on that relationship there. So if Beyond Pricing is something that you would like as an introduction to them, and you would like them to know, like, you're a VRM client and you want a specific demo on how they work, their stuff is amazing, to be totally honest. Like, they get higher bookings and seasons and all that. I mean, it's just crazy cool stuff that they're doing over there, and their presentations at the shows are always like the ones I take the most notes on. So absolutely, if you have any questions about Beyond Pricing, send me a email, Brittany at virtualresortmanager.com, and I can reach out. And I always want to call him Joe Jonas, but that is not his name. His name is Joe Jansen or something like that. But anyway, I have it in my email address. It's just, but I always want to call him Joe Jonas for some reason. It's like a Joe something or another, but I can't remember what it is. But anyway, if you want to talk about Beyond Pricing, just send me an email. Let me know. I'll be more than happy to make that introduction and make sure that they treat y'all right. And they are actually wanting to get on our Tea with Brittany Lee schedule, but it's actually full for 2018. So I'm not really sure if we're going to be able to get them on there. I'm going to try and wiggle them in. So you may see some extra Tea with Brittany Lee webinars hitting you about partners and feature releases and stuff. And also, I know that Jonathan just put a little bit of an answer in there to Emily about uploading multiple photos at one time.
That was actually one of our other attendees.
Yes, that is a feature that I would really love. So, Jonathan, can you address that, please?
Yes. We were actually going to start development in November to make major changes to the way that photos are handled. However, we had to delay that because of our, we just jumped right on board with the Airbnb integration, among other things. So when it comes to the pictures, we do have a plan to significantly change the way that pictures are being handled. However, the one of the questions is related to the size, and we are going to be increasing that to be at least 1920 with pixels for the size, 1920 by 1080, and that will be making people that use third-party portals happy, since a lot of those are expecting higher image sizes as well. Another thing, we've received multiple requests for uploading multiple photos at one time, so we're definitely going to look into that possibility as well. And we are going to be making it so when you upload a photo, right now you upload photos and you upload thumbnails and they're separate for property. So what we want to do is just add some kind of button that says, here, make this image the thumbnail, instead of having to worry about uploading two different places at one time.
That's awesome. I remember when I first started at VRM, we were helping a client onboard, and they had so many properties that they needed uploaded, and Megan was like, there's no way I can get it all done. And so she was in there uploading photos, and so that was one of my first introductions to the photo upload. And those were things that years ago at VRM I was like, why do we do it this way? And it was, on the dev schedule, has been on the dev schedule, and now it's finally getting updated. So that's really good to know. But the other thing that I find interesting is that, and some of you guys may not know about this actually, because it was a more recent update that Facebook did. So they updated the way that they deliver their OG tags, which is basically it's the tag that says, this is the image that we want promoted when somebody shares a link from a property on Facebook. And so they updated the way that they did that. You used to be able to grab the link and it would populate down in that little box and it would put up an image, and then you could change that out. Well, Facebook updated that. Now you cannot change title tags, you cannot change meta descriptions, and you cannot change the images when you post a link and it automatically populates that stuff. So because of that, we've had to make some changes on the website side of things So you guys are going to see, I'll do a blog about it once we get it all updated, because I believe it's coming out with the website 3, the version 3 or whatever, release 3 or whatever. I'm not up on all the terms. It's like 2.3 or something like that. So we are actually going to be releasing a feature where you put in a certain image and then you can indicate which image, when somebody shares that link of a property on Facebook, it'll indicate automatically which image you want it to pull. So that is a really powerful feature, and I'll do a whole blog on how to make sure that your images look perfect when you share them on Facebook, so that when anybody shares your link, it gets shared wonderfully. And to that point, make sure that your image sizes are really big, guys, because that's a huge thing on social media this year that's coming. So, you know, obviously I know a lot about that because that's my job. That's what I do. But make sure that your image sizes are really beautiful and really large. I actually got a question from Cindy Elliott. Thank you, Cindy. And she said, do you have any plans in the future to be able to combine member profiles? I know you can delete the older ones, but it'd be nice to combine them and keep the history.
Yes. Michael is actually going to be involved in the development of that, even though he's just a manager. He's actually going to be getting into the trenches to help develop that portion of the functionality. We have made minor changes to the guest portfolios, here and there, but major changes will be coming in regards to that, because that has been a greatly requested feature. So we want to get to it at some point. Also, one of the things that most excites me is fixing bugs and quality of life improvements. So there are, crazy feature requests that are huge in scope, and those are fun in some ways. But I really like having small changes that are made that greatly improve the product. And one of the things that we're going to be doing, we'll be focusing on performance improvements, especially to Lead Tracker and Readiness Manager, to allow those to operate more smoothly. So if you guys ran into any issues with performance related to those, we will be addressing that in the future. And if you notice any other parts of the system where you're like, hey, this doesn't run as well as it should, it takes too long, or if you notice any weird bugs, just let us know and we'll focus on those as well.
Absolutely. And Jonathan, I know that you already saw this and you told Gay to submit it by ticket, but I just want to let everybody know that Gay Weber has actually put in for a ticket for us to be able to flag photos through the portal so that they can select which ones they feed through the vacation bridge for, Airbnb, VRBO, that kind of stuff, to be able to flag whichever ones they want to put in, because they only take 50 property photos at a time. So you want to, if you have 75 photos, you want to make sure that the right 50 go up there. So that's a neat little feature request. We're always happy to do that kind of stuff. We love updating things for you guys. It's not a problem for us. We have a development team for a reason. And this has always been, since the beginning, VRM has been a software where we listen to our clients and we develop to your needs, because we're not property managers and we don't know everything about your business. We know a lot about the business. We know a lot about the industry, but we don't know everything that's going to make your life a little bit easier. And even if it's like Jonathan said, if it's a minor change, send that in, because that's something that, for us, a minor change that makes a huge difference for you guys is a win-win for us. So, okay. So I have another one in here. Any update on the reservation activity report that was pulled down? That improves our lives and saves us a lot of manual report pulling each month, since we can't get everything off to a single report and don't have to run it every day of the month.
I don't know what he means by pulled down, but we are going to be making changes to various reports. So you're referencing that the fact that it was changed, and that is actually us moving towards new reporting systems. Yes. And that will be updated. And if there's anything that you saw in there that's missing, we might be able to tell you, hey, you can actually still get to that, or we might be able to add it if we happen to overlook anything.
Yes, and Emily, right along those lines, she said, we just discovered that y'all can help us create custom reports, and that's huge. Yes, we can. And that is something that we really value at VRM, because you guys might not know this, but we have thousands. I'm not kidding. When I say the word thousands, I really mean it. It's like up over the 2,000 mark, well over that, of the number of reports that we have in VRM that are available to you. Most of the time, you don't even know about them, and we understand you don't have time to sit there and learn everything. And, so sending in those requests helps us to be able to say, awesome, like, oh yeah, we already actually have this functionality, or we already have this report. So if there's a report you're looking for or something like that, send those in. Steve is the guy that handles reports, and he's awesome. I love Steve. He's actually coming out on one of our staff features on our blogs. And actually, everybody, if you would pop over to the chat, go ahead, pop over there. Do you guys like these staff features that I've been doing? Because, like, I had to learn to edit videos. Like, it was a real thing in my life. Like, I had to learn to edit videos and, like, get it all done. But if you guys don't like them, like, I'll stop doing them. But if you guys like these staff features that we're doing, and if you haven't seen them, I did Keith and I've done Connie already. Interviews that we did with them at the VRM Intel shows that we've been at this year. So this is really fun. And I have Steve, Lauren, Michelle, and Michael all coming up within the next year. And then, okay, so let's just see about, I don't think there are any more questions that we put in there that are like question specific. Let me just check the Q&A just in case. All right, so last call for questions. If you guys have questions, pop them in there now. Do it right now, right now. Ding, 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 I'm ringing the bell. So basically, just to sum it all up, we're working really hard here at VRM to make sure that you guys have everything that you need. I know that you guys, oh, Gay, I love that question. That's great. I am doing something fun this weekend, actually. We have, most of you don't know, but I'm a musician, and I actually, I do worship at my church. So I'm actually leading a conference with an international recording artist this weekend at my church. Crazy, like, how'd that even happen? I don't know. That's kind of my fun thing that I'm doing this weekend. Thank you, Gay. That's exciting. Jonathan, do you have anything fun going on this weekend?
They don't let the programmers leave the dungeon.
Oh no, that's awful.
So yeah, all day, every day we're here.
Oh, that's not true. Jonathan, what's your favorite pastime? Because, okay, let me preface this question, because Jonathan is best friends with my brother. So I actually know Jonathan really well because we hang out and do things together sometimes. And Jonathan actually lives one street over from my house in Newport, North Carolina. And he lives like one street over from me, and I still am yet to see his house, and he's still yet to see my house, which is super silly. So I think we should do dinner sometime. Anyway, that's a side note.
Yeah, my favorite pastime is probably eating.
Yes, I agree with that. I'm down on that one. And Emily, do you seriously lead worship at your church? That's so awesome. It's exciting. We should hang out sometime. I love it. That's awesome. Well, I think that wraps up everything for today. I didn't get any more questions from anybody. And I just want to thank you guys so much. I know that you guys are super busy and you take time out to attend my 45-minute webinars once a month, and I really appreciate it. You guys are amazing, and we're so excited about every single one of our clients here at VRM. You guys make the difference, and you actually help us live the life that we love, and you help us do what we love. Across the board, when I was answering interview questions, everyone said the people. The people is what we love the most about VRM. Our clients are amazing, and our staff is amazing, and so we're really glad to have all of you as clients, and I just want to say thank you for coming out today. And if you ever have any other additional questions about features or things that you need help with, just send those to help@vrmgr.com. We are more than happy to help with that. And look in your inboxes tomorrow for a special little surprise from me. I'm going to be sending you an email with this recap, the announcement for our next webinar. And I just want to say, in 2018, I'm doing something super exciting. I am actually going to be doing a live on location Tea with Brittany Lee with one of our partners this year, which I'm so excited about, guys. You have no idea. This is our first ever live on location webinar that I'm going to be doing this year. And that's going to be coming up in May. So just, you know, and you know what? I'm going to actually be really close to Charleston. So maybe I will come to Charleston, Emily. I love Charleston. It's so beautiful. I got to go for the first time ever. Thank you, Patty. I'm so glad that you love this format for the Tea with Brittany Lee. We'll have to do it more often. Sometimes my guests can be a little camera shy. You know me, I'm never shy. Like, I don't have a shy bone in my body. But my guests can be a little camera shy. So Jonathan played nice today and turned his webcam on. Most of my guests won't do it, but Jonathan will. And so, you know what? I'll keep that in mind, Patty. If you loved this, we'll do it again. Because, you know, if you guys like this format, let's do it this way. It's a lot easier on me, to be totally honest. So, all right. Well, that's everything for this this month's Tea with Brittany Lee. Again, look in your inbox tomorrow because I'm sending you guys a special little something. And thank you so much, Jonathan, for being here today. I really appreciate it. It was an awesome time. And I hope you guys have an awesome weekend.
Bye.
Bye.